Hi Year 3, welcome back. Today we're going to be counting in tenths, okay? So if we're counting in tenths, that means whatever we have has been split into 10 parts, okay? So our chocolate bar up here, like yesterday, has been split into 10 parts. Let's double check so you can see that I'm correct. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Up here, our chocolate bar has been split into 10 parts. So Tom, if he has one bit of chocolate, that's 1/10 of the chocolate bar. 1 cube out of 10. If Bertie had 2 pieces of chocolate, that's 2 out of 10. So we call that 2/10. Then we can count up in tenths. 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10. And then if we have 10/10, that means we have 1 whole. Now we'll go back to our 1 whole chocolate bar. Okay, so let's count up in tenths. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10. And then we can make our 4/10. Okay, then we have 5/10, 6/10. What's going to be next? We have 7/10. And then what's next? We have our 8/10. Oh, that's 9. Okay, then our 9/10 is there for us, and our last one is going to be 10/10. So remember, even though it might look a bit strange, you can have 10/10 because that's what equals the whole. Okay, so let's see if this works. Perfect. A bit out of place, but that's fine. Okay, so if we count, we can now count backwards in tenths. Okay, so 10/10, 9/10, 8/10. You all know the drill. 7/10. And we have 6/10, 5/10, 4/10. And then what's going to be the next one? You can shout it out. If only I could hear you. 3/10. And then what's going to be our next one? It will be obviously 2/10. I'm just going to draw it out. It's really important that we put it in our fraction. 1/10. Okay. That's counting up and counting down in tenths. Okay. I think you are going to find this pretty simple. But I know you can count up and down in tenths, but it's really, really important you understand what that means. Okay? So it means we have 1 part out of that whole 10. Okay? Another way we can look at it, if we were in class right now, I'd be showing you our base 10. We're used to our base 10, this 100 square here, to be a whole 100 square. With fractions, okay, we're going to use it as our 1 whole, okay? So it's not worth 100 this time, it's worth 1 whole. And this whole has been split into tenths, okay? Because we know if we have 10 of these, it's going to make 1 whole. So let's put that into a fraction. Let's see our first question. So it says, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to have 5, and how many is it out of 10? So we're going to have 5/10. Okay, and it's out of 10 because this is our whole, and our whole has been split into 10 parts. Okay, so if you look at our B now, we've got 1 whole and 2/10. Okay, so I'm going to write 1, and then I'm going to get my fraction. I'm going to put 2/10 because it's 2 out of the 10 parts that we have. Okay, that's what it would look like. And our final one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what's that going to be? We've got 7 parts out of our 10. 7 out of 10 parts there. Okay, so you might see a question in your activity that's related to this. You've got to remember that this is 1 whole, and our whole has been split into 10 parts. If you see, follow my mouse here, my 10 block will go over here, and we know that if we have 10 of these, it will equal 1 whole. So we have 5/10, 1 whole and 2/10, and 7/10 in our questions. If this is a bit confusing, pause the video here for me and just recap this part. Okay, it's absolutely fine. So our guided practice. This here is 1, so it's 1 whole. Okay, so let's see how many parts we have for our fraction. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I might actually draw a little line just to make sure we're correct. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're not just counting in our heads the whole time, we can see it. So how many have we got here? How many are coloured? 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so we can write 7. And detect that it's out of 10 still. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we've got 7 coloured in, and there's 10 altogether. So 7/10. Okay, this one we know it's out of 10 already because it's all the same size. So we know we've got 1/10 coloured in. Okay, and then we know, instead of having to count them all here, we know if we take 1 away from 10, we get 9. So we must have 9 squares coloured in out of 10. So that's going to be 9/10. Okay. So what are the missing numbers? So now it's really important. It's really good for you guys to see us putting these fractions on a number line. Okay. So if we have a look here, we've got the first line here. So let's just check it's still 10 parts because we are counting in tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So luckily our number line is still in tenths. That's our learning objective today. So this is going to be 1/10. It's not asking for every number on the number line, so we're going to be making sure we're very precise with where we put it. Okay, so that's 1/10. 1/10, 2/10. What's this one going to be? Yep, it's going to be 3/10. Okay, let's put it up here. Be a lot easier for you to write 3/10 than me typing it on the computer the whole time. 3/10, okay, and then we've got, let me just move it into the right place so it's nice and accurate. 4/10, 5/10, 6/10. Let's see if I can write it this time. 7/10. Then what's our next one? 8/10, and then we've got 9/10. Okay, and also if we have a look at our number lines that we've chosen for our answers, they're all odd numbers. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Now we need to look at the number patterns. We did number patterns at the beginning of year 3. Okay, so you just spot the pattern. 1/10, 2/10. It's a nice easy one to start off with. So that's going to be 3/10. Then we've got 8/10, 7/10, 6/10. You know, this one's going to be 5/10, 4/10, 4 out of 10. 3/10, 3 parts out of 10 altogether. And then our last one's going to be 2/10. And then let's have a look at our next pattern. So it goes 3, 5, something, 9. So let's work out how many are between 3 and 5. We know 2 are between 3 and 5. So 5 add 2 is going to be 7. So we're going to have 7/10. And to make sure we're correct, we can just check there's 2 between 7 and 9. Yep, we know 7 add 2 makes 9. So that's going to be 7/10. What about this one then? What's it going down in? 9. How many do we need to get to 6 from 9? How many do we take away? So we take away 3. So then 6/10 take away 3 is going to be 3/10. Okay? So I'd like you to pause the video here and I'd like you to now do this guided practice. Okay, you go back and you do the guided practice yourself. It's really important you understand. Okay. And then our activities, please see the activities for today's work. There are 2 blue tasks I'd like you to complete and then a yellow if you are feeling confident. Okay. And remember, we are counting in tenths, so our denominator is always going to be out of 10. Good luck!